Kenya?
Hi, I'm Shiva.
Shiva? Okay. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
I'm a social worker here at the agency, and I don't know, I've been hearing that it's been hard to get to the office.
It's a little confusing.
I'm so sorry.
But it's not that bad. I've figured it out, but it is a little confusing.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna try to work on that, but
It's okay.
we'll see. Okay. So just before we start, I just want to make sure you know that we have a policy statement here of confidentiality. And basically what it says is just anything we'll say will be confidential unless there's signs of harming of you or another person. But other than that, it'll be confidential. And this is going to be a 15-minute session. It's going to be pretty short. We're going to have maybe a thinking break towards the end, and I'll give you some feedback on the situation. But that's how it's going to go, just letting you know. So what brings you in here today?
I just got out of a really bad relationship. My boyfriend broke up with me.
Okay, so how recent was this?
A couple months ago.
Okay. So this relationship, I'm guessing, was really important to you?
Yeah, it really was. We had been together for a couple years, but we knew each other for a few years before that. And I think what was just really bad is just a really sudden breakup.
Really? Okay. So you were together about a year? Is that what you said?
A couple years, but
Couple
before that
years?
we had been friends for a couple years too.
Okay. So this happened in the last couple of months. How have you been able to deal since then?
I've just been really sad, and it's hard for me to trust people, and a lot of times I feel like I'm just putting on a brave face and getting through the day, but I've been forced to acknowledge that I'm still sad, but I'm not exactly sure how to move past it. And I keep thinking maybe something will change, we'll get back together, or it'll get fixed, but I don't know.
Okay, so you said that it's been hard because you feel like it has led you to maybe not trust people as much. But you said you've been putting up a front as well.
My family and friends worry, so I don't want to worry them.
How did they take it when you told them?
When I told them we broke up, after they understood the circumstances, they thought it was a really good thing that the two of us had broken up. But for me, he had been my best friend for so long at that point, so it wasn't just like losing a relationship. It was losing the one person that I had been used to confiding in and talking to all the time. So I think that's what's making it really hard too.
Okay. So your parents weren't necessarily in agreement to your relationship before, but you said it was something that was really important to you. He was also a friend to you.
Yeah. They thought the two of us were too serious, and some stuff happened towards the end where they're like, it's a really good thing you guys broke up, and I guess they're right, but to me, he was still my best friend no matter what he did. You don't forget all the good stuff too.
Okay. So, you're saying he was also a good friend to you. Did you guys spend a lot of time together?
Yeah. Every single day together. The first couple years we lived really close to each other, and we saw each other every day and would spend hours every day together. But this past year, it's been more difficult because it was more long distance. But we'd be texting throughout every day, and we'd have Skype sessions every night, and we made sure to see each other at least once a week. So we'd just drive out, but yeah.
So you guys were really making efforts to make the relationship work.
We were.
Okay. So, I understand that this is maybe not the best situation, a bad situation for you. But what would you ultimately want to gain from coming to these sessions?
Just a way to find closure and to move past it and to feel like I can be happy again.
Okay. So, in order for you to get closure and be happy again, these are things that you feel you want to accomplish, but so you feel, I think it's great that you're coming in here. I feel like it's a great step in the right direction. But how would those look to you, like happiness? What does that look like to you?
Being able to wake up and be happy that I'm here and not to associate every good thing with him and to think that there's a future and that there's hope for stuff out there. But because everything was just so connected with him, so a lot of the things that used to make me happy just remind me of him, and it's more painful than anything else.
Oh, okay.
So being able to go back to those things that I enjoy doing and not feeling that pain.
So you're saying there's a lot of things that remind you of him, and you want to be able to move past that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that your family seems to be a very important part of your life. Is there other people that you would say are very close to you?
Yeah, I have two best friends, and they're wonderful, but it's really difficult right now because they live really far away from me. We used to all live really close by, but they're very far away now. So and when I was with him, I didn't rely on them quite as much, and it's hard not having them here because it feels like everyone's gone.
Okay. So, besides, is there anyone in the area that you would say that you're close to?
I'm really close to my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with
The two of us have a great relationship. She's a lot older than I am, but it doesn't seem like it because the two of us get along so well. And we've never treated the other like, oh, you're that much older, or you're that much younger. And I know that I can tell her anything with no judgment, and she has my best interests at heart always.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you had any situations like this before that you've, like, when this has happened? And if you have, what are the things that you have done?
Well, I've never had a breakup before. He's my first relationship, actually. But I've had difficult things happen, and usually, I don't know, usually I'm able to get past them pretty easily. I'm a talker. I talk through things to process how I'm feeling, and mostly I just need time. But this time it's different because it's associated with so many things, and I'm just afraid of not. I just want to be happy again, and I don't want it to happen sooner than later.
Well, I think it's great that you are choosing to do this because, like you said, I think talking to you does seem like you process things better.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's great to know what works for you and what doesn't. So, in passing of this event, what have you done to go towards this goal that you said that you want?
I've just reminded myself of the reasons why the relationship's over, and that it needs to be that way, and that life isn't always like as it tends not to turn out the way I expect it to, and that I should just cling to that. It's going to get better, and it's going to take time. And I do that lately. I've done this by forcing myself to do one thing that I used to enjoy, but that slightly makes me uncomfortable now. And even though I'm not enjoying while I'm doing these activities because it reminds me of him, forcing myself to get back in the habit, I'm hoping that in time, as I'm continuing to do all these activities, that it won't bother me so much.
Okay, so you're trying to push yourself to do things that you used to like before, even though right now you don't really exactly like them.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is something that would help you in the future?
Right now it doesn't feel like it's helping, but I'm hoping that in time it does.
Okay, and you said you were also trying to remind yourself why the relationship wasn't a good thing for you.
Yeah.
How has that worked so far?
Rationally, in my head, it makes sense. I get that the relationship needed to end and that we couldn't be together. But I think what's difficult is when your brain and your emotions, your like rationalization, your emotions don't work hand in hand. Where you know something is as it should be, but you still have that attachment to that person. And when you love and care about them that much, you're willing to excuse almost anything. And I feel like that's the problem, that I'm still making excuses for him when I should just be frustrated and be done. But I'm almost happy that I'm not angry. I don't want to go down the angry path, but I feel like if I was angry, it would have been easier to let it go.
I can only imagine how a situation could be like, hard for you because you said you someone that was really important to you, but it sounds to me like you're wrestling with yourself, trying to tell yourself is the truth, or what yeah, what is the truth, I guess, in this situation. And I'm going to ask you a strange question. It might just help you clarify maybe what you're going through, and maybe set some goals or some ways that you can move past this. Let's say you go to bed tonight, and while you're asleep, like everything is quiet, it's just a normal night, and while you're asleep, a miracle happens. And the miracle is that what we talked about today, moving past this situation and being happy again, like you described, happens. Like, it is solved, and that's your new future. So when you wake up, it has been resolved, and this is what it is. This is what is happening in your life. What do you think would be the first thing you would see that's different?
I'd be happy to be awake and for the new day and to start it. I would welcome the morning instead of wishing it didn't come.
Okay. So when you first would wake up, you would just have that feeling of happiness.
Yeah, just being content. I don't expect to wake up feeling, oh, my life's amazing. But I would like to wake up feeling eager for the day and just content with life.
Okay. So you're expressing a feeling of maybe more of a motivation, would you say? Like motivation for your life.
Yeah. I used to have a passion for life and excited for each day, and now it's more like I'm treading through it because I have to.
Okay.
And I'd like to get back to where I was.
What do you think your friends or family would notice different?
When I get back to my normal self?
No, let's say after this miracle has happened, what do you think would be different?
I'd smile more. I'd go back to the daily activities. I'd be cracking jokes, and I wouldn't be sad anymore.
Do you think there's something that would be different in your daily routine?
I think that instead of just wanting to get back to the house and get into my pajamas and watch a movie and eat some Ben and Jerry's, I'd be back to my old self, socializing with the outside world, going here and there and just enjoying everything around me. Whereas now I've turned a little bit into a homebody.
Okay. So ideally, what would happen is that you would be out there enjoying life, being more motivated and social.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're picturing this possibility, on a scale from 0 to 10, where do you find yourself as being 0 being that you don't think this is a possibility at all in your future, or 10 that you feel like it is a possibility in your future? Where would you say you're at today?
I feel like I'm at a 5. I know it's in my future. Right now, that future just seems really distant.
Okay. So, that's really great. I feel like just having that, you do have that hope, that you do see that as actually being part of your life. So is there something that you think that could be different, or that you could do to get you, let's say, like at a 6 or a 7?
I think continuing to push myself to do the things that I enjoy.
Okay. So you said continuing to push yourself to do the things that you enjoy would get you at this level. And the things that you like, actually, did you mention those things that you like?
I didn't. I used to spend so much time with my little cousins. We'd just run around everywhere together. I'd take them out on play dates. I'd be around my friends. I'd go to the gym. I would sketch. I love taking walks outside and going out with my friends. Any of those things. I was very social before.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a thinking break. I'm just going to gather all the things that we talked about, and I'll be able to give you some feedback when I get back.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm back. So, during the thinking break, I was able to think about just the things that you told me. I gathered all information, what was happening in your past before, and brought you in here today, and, the things you've tried so far. And you mentioned that, your family is really important to you, and this relationship was important to you as well, but that you realize that it's for the better, even though you're having a hard time with it now. But whenever we talked about, the possibility of this being resolved, you said that you would see yourself at a 5. You see yourself right now as a 5. And I think that's really great. It's really great improvement. I mean, just you even coming in here is a great thing because it shows that you really do care and you want to get back on your feet and move on through this. So, you also mentioned that, like, maybe encouraging yourself to do the things that you like would be better.
Yeah.
And, I think that would be a really good thing for you to do. I mean, you said it's worked so far for you. I'm sure we can continue talking about different things in the future. But what do you think about that? Is that something that you would like to do? Like just encouraging yourself to do those things that you like to do?
Yeah.
How do you think that will help?
I think that'll just help me to remember the reasons I enjoyed them in the first place before I shared them with him.
Oh, okay. So is that something you feel like you could implement into your life as of right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, we can plan for future sessions if you would like to, because I know there's so much more we can talk about and maybe work through if you would like.
Yeah.
And the session's almost over, but if you have anything else you want to say, you can just let me know.
I think that's a lot. That's a good amount for right now. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you came in here today.